Hello everyone, welcome back to another new video, and today I will be showing you a study that will test your double rook checkmate skills. In the following position, black is down a pawn in an endgame where both sides have two rooks. In contrast to white's pieces, black's army has already trapped white's king on the back rank, and with the king also in the mix, a checkmate is what one should be looking for. But this is surprisingly difficult because white's king is in contact with both rooks, and if given the time white can start checking black's king. Keeping the last thing I said in mind, you probably guessed it, one of the key moves black must play is likely rook to b2 to protect the king on b1, considering that the A and C files are controlled by white. So should black do it immediately? It doesn't threaten anything. Although that is true, black can employ a very brilliant technique here, and that is to first check on f2 with the e2 rook. After the forced king to e1, black will now play rook to b2, threatening rook to g1 mate. Because the f6 pawn prevents white from blocking on f1 with any of the rooks, moving the king back is met by a second check by the second rook, and whichever way white's king moves, black will move the rook as far as possible. And in both cases white's king has been displaced and cannot prevent checkmate without giving up material. However, white has another defense, and that is giving up material immediately after rook to b2 with rook to c1 check. This looks extremely clever because after king takes rook to a1 check, rook to b1 just loses the game as after the trade, white's passed pawn is unstoppable. Black is forced to play king to c2. Blocking the 7th rank and removing the threat of checkmate, and after the same f7, it seems that black will need to stop the pawn with the b2 rook, allowing a skewer on the 7th rank. But this is when the key moment of the puzzle occurs, where black has one move that will destroy this illusion, and that is, king to d3, when f8 queen is met by rook to g1, then e2 check, followed by rook takes queen mate. Trying to check on d1 also doesn't help because after king to e3, the game will just end in a T-shaped checkmate for black. White must check on the 3rd rank, and after king to c4, f8 queen would still lose to rook b1 mate, so after the forced king to f1 rook to f2 check king to g1, black can capture the f7 pawn with two rooks against one and a winning position. If you want to see more brilliant chess studies like this, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.